Likir Monastery or Likir Gompa is a Buddhist monastery in Ladakh, northern India, located approximately 52 kilometers west of Leh. It is picturesquely situated on a little hill in the valley, in Likir village near the Indus River, about 9.5 kilometers north of the Srinigar to Leh highway. It belongs to the Gelugpa sect of Tibetan Buddhism and was established in 1065 by Lama Duwang Chosje, under the command of the fifth king of Ladakh, Lhachen Gyalpo. Although Likir is relatively isolated, it was once on a major trade route which travelled via Tingmosgang, Hemis and Likir to Leh. History. Likir is mentioned in the Ladakh chronicles as having been erected by King Lhachen Gyalpo. The name Likir means the Naga encircled, representing the bodies of the two great serpent spirits, the Nagarajas, Nanda and Taksaka. It presumably originally belonged to the early Gompa order of Tibetan Buddhism. When Frank visited the monastery in 1909, he was shown a long inscription written in black ink on a wall which outlined the history of the monastery. Frank had it copied and interprets it as follows: King Lhachen Gyalpo founded the monastery in the 11th century. In the 15th century, Lama Duwang Chosje converted the lamas to the reformed doctrines of the Gelugpa order, and thus founded the monastery afresh as a Gelugpa establishment. Then it is stated that 7 generations after Lhachen Gyalpo, King Lhachen Dngos arose, and that he introduced the custom of sending all the novices to Lhasa. This statement is found in exactly the same words as we find in the Urgul Rabs. 18 generations later, King Bdlexrnam Urgul reigned, but his name has been erased from the inscription because he was forced to embrace Islam after the Battle of Basgo in 1646–1647. The inscription itself is dated to the reign of King Tshedbangrnam Urgul II, who repaired the monastery after a conflagration. Below the monastery was a large chorten with frescoes inside representing Tsongkhapa and other lamas of his time. Painted above the door, a very strange figure is found which looks much like one of the ordinary representations of Srong-Btsansgampo. I was told by the lamas that it represents a lama of Srong-Btsansgampo's times. The figure wears a 3-pointed hat of white color and carries 2 leopard skins under his arms. The lower part of the chorten is a square room which a lama said was the earliest temple at Likir, and was already there when King Lhachen Gyalpo built the monastery. The monastery currently has approximately 120 Buddhist monks and a school, in which almost 30 students study. The Central Institute of Buddhist Studies runs it and teaches in 3 languages: Hindi, Sanskrit and English. It also serves as the venue of an annual event, Dosmochi, the assembly of votive offerings and sacred dances, which takes place on the 27th day to 29th day of the 12th month of the Tibetan calendar. It is the seat of the Nari Rinpoche, the present emanation of whom is the younger brother of the Dalai Lama. Although he does not permanently reside here, he attends for the more important pujas. Layout and interior. The monastery has 2 assembly halls, known as Kangs, and the older one is located on the right of the central courtyard with 6 rows of seats for the lamas and a throne for the head Lama of Likir. The Kangs contain statues of Bodhisattva Amitabha, 3 large statues of Sakyamuni, Maitreya and Tsongkhapa, founder of the Yellow Hat sect. The veranda has Thangka paintings of the guardians of the 4 directions and Wheel of Life mandala held by Yama, and the courtyard has a large Jupiter tree, a rare species. The Kang contains glass-fronted bookcases holding the Kanshur and the Thanshur, and 2 rolled-up Thangkas hang from the beams close to entrance, containing pictures of Sakyamuni and Likir's guardian divinity. The monastery monastery is also a repository of old manuscripts, has a notable Thangka collection in old costumes and earthen pots. Sitting on the roof is a 23-meter-high gilded gold statue of Maitreya Buddha. It was completed in 1999. The new Kang, about 200 years old, is located diagonally across from the courtyard's entrance and contains a statue of Avalokitesvara with 1,000 arms and 11 heads. Bookcases stand at the statue's sides with the volumes of the Sumbam, describing the life and teachings of Tsongkhapa. The left wall has paintings of the 35 confessional Buddhas, while the right wall has an image of Sakyamuni with two of his chiefs by his side. A ladder leads out of the hall, followed by a doorway into the courtyard, which in turn leads to the Zinkin, which is the head lama's room, which contains mainly Thangkas and images of lamas and the 21 manifestations of the Waitara, the consort of Avalokitesvara. Then there is the Gong Kang room, which is dedicated to the guardian divinities, which is accessed by descending the stairs outside the courtyard of the head lama's room. The Gong Kang was created in 1983 when the monastery underwent renovation and was completed a year later. The walls of the Gong Kang contain Thangkas of the divinities, as does a glass-fronted room in front of the Gong Kang gallery.